I'm sure you've all heard the old saying, never go grocery shopping on an empty stomach. Seriously, every time I go to the grocery store and I'm hungry, I walk out with an empty wallet and way too many groceries for just myself. But what's arguably worse than that is going to Micro Center on payday. I swear, every time I go to Micro Center with some extra money, I end up impulsively spending it all on some fancy gadget that I probably didn't even need. But I've been wanting a space mouse ever since I came across this video last year by Michael over on his channel Teaching Tech. In the video, he goes over the process of building his own affordable version of the Space Mouse by 3D Connection. While his version is quite affordable, it's way too big for my liking. The Space Mouse is a peripheral targeted at individuals like me who work in 3D environments regularly. It's supposed to make navigating 3D space a breeze with its 6 degrees of freedom compared to the cumbersome movement you would typically get with a mouse. Think of it like a big joystick that can move in every direction. I've been wanting one for a while now, but I've always been put off by the price. This is the entry-level model called the Space Mouse Compact, and coming in at around $170, it isn't exactly what I would consider to be affordable, but it's definitely a lot better than the $226 price tag that Micro Center had on it for some reason. If I'm being completely honest, I wasn't sure it would really make that much of a difference in my workflow to condone the price, but it was on sale for $130, and I had some extra money, so I pulled the trigger. While I was there, I picked up another gadget that I've been putting off buying for a while, the Stream Deck. Well, kinda. I didn't want to spend the full price on just the regular Stream Deck, so I just got the Mini. Originally, I purchased both of these peripherals to use for completely separate tasks. I got the Stream Deck as a convenient way to quickly switch between different window layouts to make multitasking on my 50-inch TV a little more efficient. But try as I may, I just couldn't find a good spot for it. I actually found it quite convenient to have it sit just to the left of my keyboard, but that isn't going to work since that's where my Space Mouse now resides. So I just sat it here and called it a day, but I was having trouble getting used to it. At the same time, I was having some issues getting used to the Space Mouse as well. Whenever I'm working in CAD, I tend to use a lot of keyboard shortcuts, which becomes a bit of a problem when your hand is no longer always on your keyboard. Luckily, the Space Mouse Compact includes 2 programmable macro buttons, but that just isn't enough for me. And going back and forth between the Space Mouse and keyboard every time I want to use a command just isn't an option. But then, while researching some potential solutions, I came across this design on printables by someone named Treehouse? Treehouse.
Roadhouse.
This gave me an idea. You know what? That's not actually a half bad idea.
Bruh.
Why didn't I think of that?
I'm going to steal this guy's idea using the Stream Deck Mini.
So with the power of CAD, 3D printing, and a few failed iterations, I had an enclosure that could house my Space Mouse and Stream Deck. There's just one itty bitty problem. This thing is ugly as hell and takes up way too much space. And that's because it has to fit the bulky Stream Deck inside. But like usual, I have an idea for that. I think you know where this is going. Before I try and take this thing apart though, I'm gonna run back to Micro Center and buy another Stream Deck.
Huh? That's like an hour drive. There's no way I'm...
We'll get to why I bought the second Stream Deck in just a bit. Luckily, the internals are actually pretty simple. Everything is contained as a single unit, which is great for this project. What wasn't so simple, however, was getting the cable out of the enclosure. Since I didn't want to risk damaging the electronics by desoldering the USB cable, I was left with only one option. This would have been a lot easier if I had just used my rotary tool, but I didn't have any more cutting wheels on hand, so I just used my side cutters instead. Real quick, before I start working on the new enclosure, I just want to give a huge shout out to PCB Way for supporting the channel. I know, you're probably tired of seeing ad segments and videos, but the truth is these projects aren't cheap, and without the help of supporters like PCB Way, you probably wouldn't even be watching this video right now. But hear me out, because PCB Way can help you with your projects too. As their name would imply, they can fabricate your custom PCB designs to turn your project ideas into a reality. But don't be fooled by the name, they do way more than just PCB manufacturing. PCB Way also offers CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication, injection molding, and 3D printing services at competitive prices. So if you ever need help turning your idea into a reality, visit PCBWay.com, linked in the description down below, and get a quote today. And now, back to the video. Once I had all the internals out, I started designing my V2 enclosure from scratch, which I've decided to call the Space Deck. This time, I've designed everything to be way more space efficient, and I think it's already looking a whole lot better. But I still have a lot of work ahead of me because I want to try and make this thing look as good as possible with a little bit of post-processing. I sanded everything down with some 220 grit sandpaper and hit it with a nice thick coat of filler primer and left it to dry for a few hours. And then this happened.
Bruh.
The double-sided tape failed and my part crashed into the gravel, causing some damage in the primer. So in an attempt to save it, I sprayed a thick layer of filler over the damaged area in hopes that I can smooth it out in sanding later. Once it was dry, I went back to sanding. And as luck would have it, with enough sanding, I was able to get a smooth surface out of the damaged area. Finally, I did one last pass with some 1200 grit sandpaper for a smoother finish so that I could start moving on to painting. And of course, it's supposed to be really humid and cloudy all weekend, and I really need to get this video out, so I'm just gonna send it and hope that the paint turns out alright. But first, I want to avoid a repeat of what happened earlier, so I whipped up this much larger platform for my painting jig. For anyone wondering, my painting setup is just a board with some cut up coat hangers glued in place. I printed these little tips that can be fitted with double-sided tape to hold up anything I want to paint.
2,000 years later.
Now that the paint is finally dry, we can move on to assembly, which is about as straightforward as it comes. I designed this open channel in the body to allow the USB to slip through, and then all I had to do was align the deck and screw on the rear cover with a couple of recycled laptop screws. Then the space mouse can be dropped into place and the cables get routed to the back using the integrated channels. I also added some stick-on rubber feet to keep it from sliding around on the desk. Unfortunately, the paint didn't turn out the greatest thanks to the poor weather, but in all honesty, the video lights really exaggerate the defects, and thankfully they aren't nearly as noticeable under normal circumstances. But now that that's fully assembled, I think we should talk about why I bought the second Stream Deck. While I was testing the first iteration, I found that it was kind of limiting to have two buttons occupied solely for the purpose of navigating through different macro pages. My original idea was to just set up a keyboard shortcut for switching pages, but it turns out Elgato doesn't allow that. Thanks, Elgato. They do, however, allow you to control one Stream Deck with another, because of course they do. I spent hours setting up both of the Stream Decks until I was finally satisfied with the layout. I set up the second Stream Deck to control my Space Deck with the addition of some other functionality like instant access to my Windows layout macros. But I'm sure some of you are already screaming at me through your screens right now, wondering why I didn't just buy the Space Mouse Pro, which already has a bunch of extra buttons on it. Especially considering it isn't that much more than the combined cost of the two Stream Deck Minis and the Space Mouse Compact. Not to mention the extra time and effort that I put into the custom enclosure. And my answer to that is, well, I just like customizing things to my liking. Plus, with the Stream Decks, I have way more flexibility outside of just CAD software. Just for an example, I've set up a profile for gaming so that I can easily record footage and keep an eye on my PC's vitals at a glance. I also plan on setting up a video editing profile, but I'm currently in the process of transitioning to a new editing program, so it's going to take some time to get that set up. Which now is probably a good time to mention to all of my viewers who saw the previous video where I made the macro knob for video editing, yeah, I ditched the entire drawing pad knob combo in favor of this dual Stream Deck setup with the addition of a trackball over a traditional mouse. And don't worry, I still plan on making a video about my experience daily driving this $200 50-inch 4K TV as a monitor, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, if you want to try out the Space Deck setup, I'll have links to all of the products used in this video in the description description down below, as well as my Patreon where you can download all of the STL files for my projects completely for free. While you're there, consider becoming a free member to stay up to date with the latest channel news, and if you want to support the channel financially, that's an option too. I really hope you all enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I think this new setup is going to be a real game changer for me. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments down below, as it really helps the channel. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to get subscribed and hit that bell icon so you won't miss any future videos. And as always, I hope to see you all in the next one. Later.